Irresistible lips.
That one's going to, larger one's going to go somewhere there, right?
Yo, I'm here.
Let's get it.
It'll help.
Why? I'm not holding it so that you can forget to put it on tomorrow. No, ma'am.
Irresistible lips. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaos Culture Radio. I'm back with my friends again. Close dear to my heart till the end. This is Prince Hakeem.
This is your man, Ronnie Rock.
It's your boy, New Jordan. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go.
That's good. And we have our lovely lady commentator guest with a special topic today. Irresistible lips.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm good. Can't complain.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, yo, Ron, you know how to put a default picture on now?
Yeah, mine's not working. I don't like that. I used to have it before. I don't know, like it just disappeared.
Yeah. So, people, Net, I want you to introduce the topic.
So the topic is regarding women being bitter or selfish when it comes to the children, using them as a pawn. Whenever they get upset, they remove fathers or try to remove fathers' privileges, such as you go to the school and the school tells you, well, the mom took your name off the list, you're not allowed to pick up anymore. Or if the child has an event, let's say a graduation or something going on, you intentionally leave the dad out because you're mad about something that has nothing to do with the child.
Yeah. There's many names for this. Parental alienation, parental alienation syndrome, the attack on Double D John Johns.
So sick of you, just Double D John John.
Hey, now this one I can say, it's some Double D John Johns who love their kids, and when the women get mad that they don't want to pipe them down no more, they try to use the kid as a bargaining chip. Sure.
Most deaf.
No. I hear a lot of feedback. Is it? Matter of fact, I probably got something on. I'm goofy enough to have something on. Now, I think this was a lovely topic that you brought up, because you want to know why. I think that we don't talk about parental stuff as much, and we don't talk about the way kids are used as bargaining tools. Am I wrong? Now, you work in the field with kids, so you would know more than us, correct?
Yes, sir.
And to see how I can see some things I've seen over time, but I want to hear from a woman's perspective. Since you're going to be our ally and liaison on this topic.
Okay. So you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
So first off, the number one biggest issue that we encounter on a regular basis is a mom will come in, let's just say her and the baby's father got into it, or we've even had instances where they're like, oh, this nigga had this chick around my baby and I don't want her coming here. I don't want him coming here no more because I don't trust, little stuff like that. So they'll literally come and take their child's, the father's name and says, I need their emergency contact card. You give it to them. What do? They remove the father from the list. Why are you taking the dad off the list? Oh no, he can't pick up no more. I mean, a lot of men don't know that, but if you are biologically the father and you are on that child's birth certificate and you have a copy of it, by law, they can't stop you from picking up your kid. But some men don't know that. So they'll walk through the door like, what you mean? For petty reasons. And, you know, we always try to lightly intervene. Okay, well, mom, has the dad physically abused the child? Has the person you have a concern with did anything to the child? No, but they're going to respect me and this, that, and the third. Listen, whatever you and dude got going on is between you and dude. That has nothing to do with that child. You're doing the child an injustice by keeping him away from his dad or her dad because your personal vengeance between you and the father, which absolutely has nothing to do with how he takes care of her or him. We've had dads show up on Valentine's Day with gifts for their children, and they're like, their neighbor's not on the list no more. We use a computerized system to log their child in and out to get in, and their fingerprint not in the system no more. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, mom came and took you off the list. You know, if we always say that at first to try to keep the peace, but if the dad is adamant and says, no, I want to see my child, we allow them to see the child. Because in all rights, the parent can't do that. But those are things that we encounter. Another things that we do see as well is if a child has an event coming on, this is most recent. We had fathers showing up to prom. We had a prom. We had dads showing up. I don't know how they found out, maybe through mutual friends who attend the school or maybe our posts on social media, but they pop up and their name was not on the guest list. So we already know what time it is, and we know these men because they've been active in the child's life, and we'll allow them to come in, but they have to stand. But the whole point is they didn't have the opportunity or chance to attend or, you know, have a seat in the event because the mother intentionally did not provide them the information they need to be able to set their space up. So you have different men at the door trying to get in to an event that they had to find out however which way they did. And now they have to stand to watch their child's performance because they didn't have equal rights or opportunity to do what it needs to do. Same difference. When we notice this happening with the men at prom, graduation is coming up. Dad, did you know graduation is coming up? No, they got a graduation? Here we go again. You as the mom have known since January that there's graduation coming up, but you didn't share that information with the father because you're being petty. I don't see or understand the science behind it, but these are things that women do. I don't agree with. I don't care what me and you have going on. When it comes to these kids, all hands on deck. So fathers are very, very, very important and imperative in children's lives, especially young girls, because this is why a lot of these women end up becoming the type of women who are promiscuous and doing all these other things, seeking attention because they're missing that from their father. And 9 times out of 10 with these situations, it's the women causing the friction between the child and the dad. And some men, which I don't agree with, they get frustrated, just give up. I don't think men should give up on their kids so easily. I understand as women, we are very dominant. Some of us, we can be very vengeful. We can be a lot of different things, but I think men just need to be a little bit more solid, a little bit more grounded, and push for their rights and positions in these kids' life because it does affect them as young as preschool. 3s, 2s, 4s, 5s, it affects them really big. And I don't think men or women understand how imperative it is to have both parties involved and not feeling like every child's home has to be a single home because of your personal conflict. That's my take.
Okay. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna focus on to the kids of that. That can really build resentment either towards the father because when the woman does that, you really sometimes it can build resentment for the father, or my father wasn't here, he didn't make it this, it makes it that, and it keeps built on resentment once the child gets older to an older adult. And then, there's times it's like, they might resent the father so much that they probably won't talk to the father because of what has not done in the past and everything. And my thing is, it's like, some kids always lean to one side of the story, which is the mom side of the story, and never get the other side of the story, of the parent of the father side of the story. And I think it's very, very important to get, one side of the story and the other side of the story, so that the kid can have a good clearance of, what happened in their childhood, back in the time. Part of my father didn't make it to, proms, recitals, sports games, or seeing them graduate high school, sometimes maybe seeing them graduate to college and everything. And, that can really be very, 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 very dangerous, for the kid's mind. And, and I feel like, especially in my generation, especially I'm a millennial and the lower generation is, I feel like, with mental health is really, really, really showing out. And I feel like, kids are really looking, when they have emotional problems, why am I feeling like this? Maybe they go to therapy or talk to their parents about it and everything. And really dig in deep of going through their past or traumas to try to, heal from their past, their traumas of certain women who, use them as pawns and everything. And to me, in that aspect, I just want to say it's very, very, very dangerous, for the kid when they grow up to an adult. That's my take.
Now, that was a beautiful take. I want to use a word that women used for 2021 and 22. Narcissistic. We all know most women are controlling.
Preach.
We can see that through their actions, especially when it comes to the one thing that you can hurt a man the most. Not one thing, it's two things. It's his pockets and his kids. Now, look at it from this perspective. You have women who have consistent men in their life. They might not be sleeping with these men, but these men are active fathers. It's not enough. They want you like a dog that is dragging from a leash. A lot of them don't want to examine their own childhood traumas and bringing childhood traumas onto their kids. It all starts with a mindset. Now, I'll tell you a story about one time I'm in the car with somebody. He had a child. We used to go see the child all the time. I was actually at his child's, the same child we're talking about, I was actually at the birth of this child. Was paying child support, giving the girl money. One day we in the car, police pulled us over. They took him over for child support. He was back $15,000. Listen, $15,000. He didn't even know he was on child support. He was giving money and was seeing the baby. We used to have the baby with us. He goes and asks her, why you do this? She said, I got to do what I got to do. Them little coins wasn't enough what you was giving me. You have to understand something. This is why when you have not two parents in a household, a man doesn't, and I also want to touch on to the point where you see a lot of men give up. A lot of men don't know the system. First off, we only want to deal with police, not even the court system. Some men knows how to navigate that, other men don't. This is why a lot of men child support payments are a lot high, because they just say, you want to know something, I'm gonna just pay that bill and let that be. Sometimes a man in the back of his mind, man, them kids is for the streets. Because let me tell you something. If a woman is so controlling where she alienates the father in the home or alienates the co-parenting father, for his sanity alone, he's going to have to say F them kids. A lot of people might not like to hear that, but what would you like? Him to stress himself to death? The kids automatically don't have a father, or him to save himself? This is why parenting is so seriously. That's why you got to marry before you carry. And you got to actually pick who you having kids with. You know what I mean? But hey, I know the Double D Johns, they're like the raw dog on the first night. They slinging raw cock everywhere. We have our beloved basketball players because of them. Because sure enough had these niggas' daddies wasn't around for them. And the mamas don't want to keep it real and say that I just fucked him that night. I ain't really know him. And say, oh, he wasn't shit here. Not knowing that he didn't want a kid at all. What about that situation? It's men who are having sex with women who women know that these dudes are not shit and still are procreating with them, thinking that the baby's going to hold them, then bargain the baby as a tool and putting these dudes on child support. No, he didn't want the baby. He might not, he wanted a baby, but not from you. Take that to consideration. This is why more men are not having kids anymore. More men say, hey, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth getting married anymore if I'm going to be with somebody who's going to think I'm incompetent or who wants to control me. Women have to understand that. Reason why we don't want kids, and the scare factor, just go down to the DCS office and go down to the child support office. It's a line of brothers there with broken souls. Regardless of how it looks, the father always going to take the bad rap in this situation. That's my take. I don't know, Brother Ron.
I was looking into this case when I look into a parental altercation when it comes to the fact is because the court system always favors the woman. That will always speak about on this podcast each and every time. The court always favors the woman, even though the woman always use the court system against the man time and time and again. Now, my thing is I always tell men, especially on this podcast, that you always got to fight back. Never push down, never give up. Man today now is not giving up even on their kids because they feel like, oh, well, the court system ain't going to favor me, so I let the woman do whatever she got to do, which is not right. And that's why, look, one thing I know we didn't talk about yet is the Johnny Depp case when he won against his own ex-wife, Amber. It shows the fact that man today has to fight back no matter what situation may occur. By men giving up today, it shows you that more and more women see that as their form of control and their form of power. So men today has to continue to stand up, especially when it comes to kids. Kids is the number one thing men need to fight back the most. Even though we know today's society, women does take majority of the responsibility of taking care of the kids because majority of the men do go to work. That is a fact. However, man, now today, this generation of men today is now starting to get more involved with their kids. They want to be in their kids' lives, especially when it comes to the students' event, when it comes to go seeing their kids, when they even come to parental visitors. But man, now today has become more weak, so they feel like, oh no, I don't want to do nothing. I just give it all to the women, and I think that needs to stop. You know, and they show you today that how now women are knowing now that man has now become softened. They kind of using the system against the man. So the man is now today as giving up to, you know what? F it. I'm not gonna deal with this girl no more, and I'm not gonna deal with the kids. Which at the end result hurt the kids in the long haul. When the father's not there in the household, it shows you that the majority of the kids now are dealing with a lot of mental health and a lot of situations within the household. Because you need two parents within the household, like Hakeem and Jordan and Shanette stated. So I think these men today need to understand that and to now fight against the system by getting more and more involved with the kids. Even though the woman they're dealing with is trying to get them away from the kids, they need to start fighting back. That's why I always say, in this podcast, how men need today is to fight more and more back with these certain women, not all, but certain women that's trying to use the system again. Go ahead, John.
And Ronnie, you're 100% correct. And I'm glad, you said that because, there are people like the lead attorney who's been attorney for over 20 years in divorces and really look at, child support cases of, how, women, when women are married or divorced, of course favors the women to have the kids and everything. Because women are more of the big consumers than we are. They spend a little bit more than we do, and so that's why the courts, kind of leans towards women because of women are the big consumers and all that. And you know, not just a lead attorney, but there's other people, you know, who men can listen to and try to get help, you know. You know, if I'm a man, you know, I'll save up some money and talk to a lawyer and see what your options are. You know, there are plenty of options what you can do, you know, not just get your kids, but save yourself for insanity and everything. You know, and I'm glad there's people like the lead attorney to help out, you know, to help give these options out to men to see what the best option they can do to, you know, to save, you know, get into their more of the kids' lives and everything.
And now that I kind of blame the man too, because the man today is not educating themselves on a certain fact of what all their options are to find a way to get the kids to have the right to go see their kids, especially when it comes to school. Now, I did research, you know, when Chanel brought up the topic, I really did research about it because I was trying to see like women's point of view. A lot of women's point of view is how the man don't really try to step up and try to fight for the right to get their children and the right to visit their children when it comes to the aspect of school. Most men be like, you know what, I don't want to visit my children in school because I'm not good with my baby mama. And that's not right, because at the end of the day, most children, especially when it comes to women and child, they ready to see their father when they come and pick them up from school. So I think men today need to understand that. And those are stuff that we're not taught, especially as Black men, because I was doing it when it comes to Black men. Black men today don't want to get involved with their children at all. They feel like they see their children more as a crutch than as a blessing. When most women do see their children as a blessing, but the man doesn't see them as the same thing. They see more the woman that the children more as a burden. And that's the thing. I think our mindset needs to change. Go ahead, Kim. I think you want to say something.
Let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. And you lovely point that you say that. Why should I fight for something that belongs to me?
Good
Why
point.
should I fight for something that I fuck for? Why should I? Not only pay for, I fuck for them.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, here's the thing. Here's where the kids do become a burden. You work at McDonald's. You only make $1,000 a month, $600, $580 something every 2 weeks. They take $200 out your check. Where the fuck you living at? You looking at the check, you saying, damn. And she say you still gotta go pick the kids up at the school.
Fact. No, you're right.
How you gonna love something when you stressed out every day? Oh, your kid's supposed to bring you joy. The worst thing you can ever do to a man is take his ability to make money. That's all we're looked at as tickets, not as fathers. On Father's Day, they praise mothers.
Facts. No,
Because, like I said, Father said it's nowhere near what Mother Day is.
So let's talk about that mindset for a change. Okay, I got a simple solution to stop all of this. Niggas, a lot of y'all just need to fuck correctly. Most of these women who are not able to get the kind of man that they want, they had to come down to the basement and fuck Ray and John that's at the corner store. I'm not being disrespectful, I'm being serious. Then turn around and say Ray and John at the corner store, they're fucked up fathers. He already got 5. Your baby's number 6.
I'm sick of that scenario too, over and over.
But think about that. But listen here. They make good women like you look bad. Irresistible lips.
I repeat that. How?
Listen, you're a good mom. Are you argumentative to your baby's father?
Only when it comes to the kids. I'm not argumentative, but one thing I will not take is less than. You know your responsibilities, and I feel like we both knew what time it was when we had these children.
I understand that, but listen, if he is an average earner, and you know he was an average earner before you met him, there's really nothing to complain about.
No, but this is not about okay. Let's rewind. Now let's go here.
Come on, let's go. Let's
forget an average earner. Let's look at a man who's getting paid very well.
Okay.
But he still chooses not to do anything. He feels as long as I pay the roof over their head, that's it. I don't care if they got to eat. I don't care if they got to get to basketball practice. It doesn't matter if whatever else is going on. They got a roof over their head. They good.
Let me ask you. Okay, I understand it. Did he show you signs of being selfish when you was dating?
Never.
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 You sure about it? Because
Let me tell
listen,
you, if you ask any person who knew him, who knows him, they would all tell you that man do anything. And I'm telling you, it don't matter what it is. If it costs $5 or $5,000, he was going to run it up. It doesn't matter if it was happening on a day off or a day he got to go to work. He's going to be there. That was the person he was.
Okay.
Now, if I tell somebody, oh, well, can't get him to send $5 for a box of pizza, they look at me like I'm crazy. But I understand.
But you say he does pay the rent at the house, does he?
Yes.
Okay, now I want to mention something. Me being a man, I know this is about men who are fathers. Men perception of taking care of kids is totally different from a woman. A man feel like kids doesn't need everything. Women want to buy the whole world for their kids. Sometimes that's not logical. A man would say that the necessities is enough. And sometimes he might not vocally say this. And a lot of us are not in a position to be transparent with a lot of y'all women because y'all can't take transparency. If I told you I was hurting, you're going to tell me go get a second job. If I told you that the first job is stressing me out, you got kids, you should want to go do it for your kids. Knowing that the job can stress me out to death. Would you
But
rather
at the end of the day, it's not logical to stop doing what you're doing unless you have a backup plan.
No, I
okay,
understand.
It's stressing you out, no problem.
I understand
Let's figure
that.
out an alternate solution to get you on your feet somewhere else. But until you find that backup, you can't just stop and then there's no income.
I understand that. Listen, I'm a man, you're a woman. We're different. What you can handle, I might not be able to handle differently. Take this for an example. You can't expect somebody to do something that you can do. You can lay out a plan on the whole road for a dude, and he said, "Baby girl, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I'm doing. If you was looking for an astronaut, you should have went to NASA."
Okay, this is my whole thing, though. This is not even about finances because we already know at the end of the day, whether somebody do it or not, Chanel finna cut the check.
Okay.
My issue is I can't teach a man how to be a man. I cannot teach my son how to do certain things.
Facts.
Those are things where a father comes into place.
Facts.
So I have a really big problem. This is not about finances. Okay, yes, you pay the rent. I don't give two shits. My son should know how to pump gas. My son should know what to do as a man if he's in the street. He should know how to conduct himself. He should know how to move. He should know when he walk out this house, you need to have a belt on. Don't have your pants sagging. That's not how this works. Make sure you're clean. Make sure you do this. Keep fresh. Spray cologne. Do whatever. When you out in the street going out, take your son with you. Let him see what it's like. Those are things I, as a woman, cannot do no matter how I try. And that's where I feel a man is required. I'm not looking so much for finances. I'm looking for you providing that quality time to your children so they feel loved and they understand a father's love. For a daughter, a little girl needs her father. I don't listen. I don't care what we go through. I will never, ever, ever take away a father from their child. A little girl will hurt beyond repair because of the absenteeism of a father. So as a man, if you feel because you pay rent that it's not your duty to be there, take your daughter out to let her feel like what it's like to be loved by somebody appropriately. A father is a girl's first love. That is, you are the definition and showing that child on what she should expect from any man that comes in her life thereafter. So if you treat her like crap as a child, what are you teaching her to expect from other men as they get old, when she gets older? Well, my daddy didn't do this, my daddy didn't do that, so I should not expect this from no man. That I cannot accept. And that, yes, I'm going to run my mouth all day. Yes, I will pull up on you anywhere you at because you're not going to do my kids that way. That's me. So yes, I'm a humble individual. Yes, you may say, oh, but men don't want to hear women talk. But guess what? I'm going to talk when it comes down to these kids because I refuse to accept your absenteeism because you pay rent or you got something else going on or you found a little hole you picked up off the street, like you don't have no responsibilities anymore. No, nigga, we did this together. So we're going to do this together. You're not going to have my children grow up with issues because you decided that you feel some type of way and you no longer want to play your part as dad. Now that's where you're going to hear me and my mouth is going to run. So yes, I have a problem with that. It's not just about finances. You have to be present. You have to show your child what it is to be a man and a father. That's just how I feel.
Okay, I want to comment on this. You want to go?
No, go ahead. I can't go in. I'm gonna go.
You see, I got the meteors showing. I don't want to say you. Your situation's a little bit different because I don't know you. Most of the time, women are not doing their due diligence to know that these guys are father material to be breeding with. There's certain points in a relationship where a man will show you who he is, and that's how he's going to be. A lot of women have a wish upon a star type situation, even when things are very bad. Hey, he might change a couple years now or change this. No, we're very set in our ways in certain things. You can have an expectation of somebody to be this and that. If he wasn't like that from the get-go, he's not going to be like that then. Now, mind you, there's a caveat to that. If he was a father figure in the interim, in the relationship you are, because you do have certain dudes who are fathers when they're in a relationship with you. There's these type of niggas out here who they're the best fathers when they're with you. 9 out of 10 times, they wanted to be with you. The kids are just accessories. It's a harsh pill to swallow and to understand where who you sleep with determine your kid's future. Who you mate with determine your kid's future. Your due diligence is before you tell the nigga, hey, I'm about to take this condom off. After that, there's nothing we can do. If he's giving you pressure, if he's giving you this, all you can do is not say nothing and let the kids figure out the nigga ain't shit. I don't speak ill will about my beloved nephews and nieces' father. It's not my place. It's not my place to, even though my sisters, my peoples know who they was dealing with. So my business, I'm in here just to play a male figure in their life. You feel me? A lot of us don't want to go back and to exclude to understand that, hey, did I make a wrong choice or did I did my due diligence before I started having kids with this person? Or after the first baby, did he show me he was man enough to be a father? A lot of women are breeding with niggas who ain't supposed to be fathers. It's tons of niggas who's not supposed to be fathers. Give a fuck if so you could take an example to say I'm the daddy and mama. That's not nothing cute to say sometimes. You made the wrong decision by letting the wrong nigga steal you. And I'm not putting the blame on, you see, I had to get that caveat.
I'm sorry. I need you to run that back again about the mothers and fathers. I don't think the women hear that because I'm so tired of hearing that line too. I'm mama and daddy. That's nothing to be proud of at all.
That's nothing to be proud of to say I'm mama and daddy. Like that's a cool point when you see Mighty Soul, Xiaoming and them, their daddies and shit is in there. We have an issue mating first. We have kids before we mate. We don't go ahead, brother.
Hakeem, what you're saying is 100% correct. Now, the information that you're saying is, how do we push that to our younger women? Because some of these women live in single women households and cannot get the information because they look at men.
It's true. And some of these, not to intervene, but some of these younger women, their parents are not even role models. Their parents are condoning the BS. Yet, as a grandmother, you are the grandchild to children. Your daughter or your son has 4 or 5 kids with 4 or 5 different baby mamas. Yet there's nothing wrong with that. You think that's cute? You think that's okay? There's a big problem with that. And to me, I think men need to look at that as a red flag. If you're dating a chick with 4 kids, with 4 different baby daddies, that tells me the odds of every dude she sleep with, she's unprotected. That's a red flag.
But that's another problem. Because in today's society today, it's kind of pushing women today to get married, to get not married, but to get pregnant. Because you can see on social media that the next thing is to like, who's going to be pregnant next? Like people see Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, now Rihanna, who's not married, but women you see praise her for being pregnant. So women today, they systematic it's been programmed that okay, it's okay to get pregnant. Even though I got the bad boys, like Hakeem said, the wrong guy that I already picked poorly because I really don't care. I just want the likes. The people that say, "Oh, she pregnant. She look good pregnant." That's what people promoting today. That's what social media is promoting nowadays. So right now, people are like, who cares if you get pregnant or not? Nobody really cares anymore.
Give you a perfect example, Ronnie. I don't know if you heard about the story. I think it happened like a week and a half ago. There was a story that came out. It was an Osei Duke Jackson. There was a man had 30 kids by 6 different women. And he said, correct. I said, I don't pull out. I'm a bust. I ain't gonna pull out.
Correct.
By 6 different women. He has like 30 kids. That is totally insane to me. And the women that they're perfectly fine there because they kept getting pregnant by that same guy.
They had pictures with all of them was in the pictures. And listen, the way he looked physically fit, he looked like girls that men want. There's a point I need to come across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. That's facts.
Simple point. Simple point. We have a very dysfunctional mating system in the Black community. Very dysfunctional. Since I went to school, I've noticed it. Accountability is kryptonite for most people. And the thing about it is, I want to bring up this the point I want to get. And just to show you, Kendra G, you know who Kendra G is, yeah? She has a show where she does singles. She had a woman on there the other night. She has 3 kids she had 3 kids and she says she ain't never been in a relationship. Kendra said, how you had them 3 kids? She was like, yeah, I just had them. Oh, listen, we make mistakes. We was young. The last kid, she said, I'm gonna be honest. I had a one-night stand with this. She asked, hey, why you ain't using no condom? Oh, we make mistakes. I was young and dumb. How many times is that gonna be an excuse? You just messed up 3 kids' lives, but you want to know something?
I hate that excuse, Hakeem. I hate that excuse.
One thing I respect about her, she said, I didn't put none of them on child support because they told me they did not want no kids. But here's where I had a problem with Kendra. She said, oh, you still supposed to put them on child support. Oh, they know what they was doing when they was sleeping you. I say, hold on a minute, baby girl. Did you ask the correct questions before you had sex with this dude? Did you know he was a provider, a protector, or not? Why would you sleep with somebody who say he don't want no kids?
And why would Kendra say that not knowing she don't have no kids?
Listen now. Thank you. There goes the hook to the story. People who do not have no kids are speaking on topics that not. Mind you, we don't have no kids. There's a lot of factors I can't speak about. I've helped raise kids. I've seen they're dysfunctional. I can speak because I don't have no children. He doesn't have no children. That guy doesn't have no children. So we're men speaking from a point that we're cautious on who we have breeding with. I tell certain men, hey, bro, if you selfish, if you're not willing to put somebody before you, you ain't supposed to have no children. A lot of men not supposed to have kids. Most men say, oh, I got a couple of babies like it's an accessory to a game. But then you say, so we blame these dudes all the time? Women have the control of conception or who they're going to let out here in the night. have more babies with Jean Baptiste.
But I would say this too, Hakeem. I don't think men can know. It's like you can have kids in your late 30s and 40s, man. As long as you still, pumping, the sperm is good. You have kids till you might have kids till you're 50 too. And men don't know that. Men just like they got 20s and 30s, all that type of stuff. You can wait, extend, and have kids to your 40s, 30s, and 40s and 50s. But there's a problem with that when men wait that long.
Yeah.
And when they date women and they say, in their 40s, I don't have any kids, they always think that you're gay or something because you didn't have any kids. But that's not, because they don't see that as the norm of men waiting till, because they might be selfish and they gotta wait until their 40s, late 30s and 40s until they really, really calm down. And they can really preserve their lives and really think they can have, if they really want to be married or possibly have kids.
Facts. The babies is the question today. That's what we're talking about for people who are listening to us. It's easier to build strong children than to fix weak men. I don't care about none of you parents. Half you women shouldn't even be mamas. I mean that with the bottom of my heart. I wish certain kids can be placed in other houses because your choice making is detrimental to our community. I'm only speaking this from a point that you're talking to somebody that if I had kids at 21, I would have been a deadbeat. Guaranteed. If I had kids at 21, 22, 23, 25, them kids would have been for the streets. I would have been on child support. At that time, my mindset was not ready for that. At that age, I was a selfish person. I only cared about myself. A lot of women are having kids with men who only cares about themselves. My sister kids grounded me and let me know that, okay, this is something more to life than that. Kids are so precious. But y'all use this shit as a tool. This is the reason why you have women who use this shit as a bargaining tool. It is disgusting. We can't talk in the sense, it goes back to mating. We can't blame men every single thing for every single problem that's in the Black community. Why the kids are fucked up, why they don't have no daddy, is the men's fault. They don't want to be men.
But the thing that Hakeem is the only reason why I blame the man, because the man's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to take responsibility of everything that's going on in the Black community.
Let me ask you, right? But let me tell you something. These girls are having kids with dudes who wasn't even raised by leaders.
Correct. But the thing is still the man, because even though most of the men, let's say, especially in the Black community, men are not being raised by their fathers. So if the father there in the Black community, the child rate will go down. Man will no longer have kids. The man will more focus on getting married or build a woman that's going to be on his program to have kids with.
No, I agree with you on a certain point, but then I agree with this point. Listen, me, you, Shanette, Jordan, we was born into this system. It was
Correct.
A roll of dice for some of us, right?
Correct.
It was a roll of dice. I was very fortunate. Jordan wasn't. You was very fortunate. Shanette wasn't. It's a roll of dice. So, okay, knowing that, which I have a lot, knowing that, and I think the example is this. This is why Jordan can speak on this most. Statistically, this nigga's supposed to at least have about 7 kids by now.
Correct.
Statistically, this nigga here is supposed to have about 7 kids. Why? Something in him awoke in him and said, okay, I'm not gonna do what that man has done to me. Another thing too, I've never even heard this man spoke negative about his own father.
And the thing is, it's like we don't talk like that because of the past things. But my thing is this: I've been raising a family of not to, discredit my father, They might say some stuff I don't like that he does, but I'm not gonna disrespect my father, because it's a code, it's a family code. But basically in the Bible, honor your mother and father. Even, like I said, me and my father, like I said, I had to cut him off because of certain situations. But like I said, I'm a man now, so hopefully in the future we can talk. But like I said, for me, I'm not gonna disrespect my father like that, something like that. And also, I want to say this, before you go, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Like I said, statistics. Like I said, I was raised with a single mother, me and my brother. It's also my brother too. My thing is, for me, I'm gonna be transparent with this. When I lost my virginity, I have got an STD. Once I got that STD, I changed dramatically, make sure I was protected at all times. Because of that situation I've been, that really changed my mindset quickly. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
No, and this is why I say it was an individual thing in you seeing what was going on to say you made a change.
Right.
You got married before any of us here. You did the right thing. So if you have a kid tomorrow, 2-3 kids, it's in the correct system. A lot of people not.
Even if you do it in the correct system, shit happens.
You see, the shit happens. But here's the thing, sweetheart. Statistically, show me where shit happens compared to the shit that we're doing now that's not working.
Of course, at least if you do it systematically, it's a little bit more it's a little better, but there are still those situations where it still happens.
No. That's why we need shame, guilt, and we need to be strict with these kids.
And also, just to touch on what he said, because he's like, that, he never really bad on his father or anything like that, which is good. However,
I love
there are
it.
a lot of men. I mean, yes, even if you didn't have the best upbringing, you don't have to bad talk someone. You can just learn from your experiences, and you should want to do better. There are some men who actually feel like, I don't want to do to my kids what was done to me. And then there are some people who think, well, if I survived it, it don't matter if I do it to my kids, they'll survive too. So there's also that warped thinking like it's okay when it's not okay. Just because you made it don't mean your kids can withstand that kind of situation if you put them through it.
You're right, but here's the thing. Him growing up in a single family household with brothers, statistically, it doesn't make sense how he got married, waited to get married, courted his wife. It was an individual thing from learning.
True.
And it was from learning. Here in Miami, I don't want to be disrespectful, man, but I'm going to keep it 100. This is the city of baby mamas. Same thing with Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, California, Compton, Oakland. Our mating system is wrong. That's why, listen, I'm about to say something where women might get mad. We need arranged marriages. Your daughters, we need to tell you, your daughters, a man need to approve who you should be fucking.
You know
I was about to say you play too much, but I understand the science because the stuff going on now don't make no sense. And I've seen grandparents, grandmothers, you're supposed to be the wisdom teaching their children or condoning the being.
Listen, go holler at Karishma. Go holler at Karishma and Shamin. They get arranged marriages. They're respectable wives in the community. We don't have that here. We have baby mamas. And we have women who get up to a high rank, say, oh, I got my degree, but I'm a single mom. That shit don't look good either. But you want to know something? I'm a man. They say you don't know nothing. You dumb.
But it takes the man to speak up. A lot of men today are not speaking up.
Because you want to know why? Women are going to suppress our voices.
But it's still, you're a man. You should. Who cares if a woman suppress your voice? But and speak
Listen,
up.
listen.
It don't
Economically, no, you're right. Listen, economically, black women are.
I don't agree with that. A woman
No,
can't suppress your voice.
No, a woman can't.
The only way your voice is getting suppressed is you never had.
Oh, no. Hold on, sweetheart. A black woman today can get a bunch of niggas kicked off a television show easy.
Facts. No, that's facts.
All we have to do is say something negative about our own sisters. They get us up out of here by sundown.
The C word, cancel.
Facts.
And listen, it doesn't matter if you date black women or if you love black women. If you go against what they say, the sister code or demolish your ass, nigga. They'll put you back in place.
No, that's real.
So now we really got to ask, do you really love us? Are we really the man in your system? A nigga can't run no female nowadays. We was kings and queens back in the day. No, it's only a queen now. Kings don't mean nothing. Nigga, you just dare to pipe her down and to give her a couple dollars, nigga.
I don't agree with that. I think it's a type of dude. It depends on the
listen,
type.
I'll show you. I'll show you here. I could point out. I'll show you.
I'm sure you could pull it up, but I don't think that's for all circumstances.
Listen, it's 60% of niggas in Miami are ducks for these hoes. Ain't no real man around here running shit. There ain't no fucking patriarchy here. It's only a matriarchy. That's why we running wild like savages. And you got these young niggas shooting up shit. Oh, that's my son. No, put that nigga in jail. That's why I say you can't fix none of these niggas. Let's worry about the babies. We can't fix none of the females. But listen, give them to the Kraken. Let's rebuild all over again. Listen. I wish Moses was here to wash everything away.
You know what, Hakeem? You have a good point, because when you work, like I said, I wasn't, even though I was in a single, even though I was in a single parent household, I didn't see it. But just going in my the area that I was born and raised, which is in Pontiac, Michigan, seeing there's a lot of single mothers, with single children and everything. When you see stuff and they're raised into emotional mindset, and they grow and they be around and they act emotionally, especially for a young boy, that's very, very dangerous, because when a man has an emotional mindset, he can't control his emotions, and that can lead to going to jail, joining a gang, which that can, you might be in a gang, but there's still people will use their emotions to lash out, not thinking of a logical mindset. And so by having that emotional mindset, you put yourself at risk of going to jail or getting shot up, and getting deleted and everything. And it's very, very sad to see. And that's another thing, we need, like I said, hopefully in a year or two, me and my wife definitely gonna have kids. And I know how important it is. And I see, with my wife and her dad, because he was raised in a single father type of home and everything, and to see how she is, and I'm willing to take that full responsibility if I have, sons or daughters, to be present as fully as I can. Go ahead, Dean.
Listen, I'm gonna be involved in who my daughter dates and have sex with.
Exactly.
A lot of people might say that's crazy. No, white folks do it. We all do this. I need to make sure you get the best possible candidate. Because you want to know why? A lot of women now who have kids, and a lot of people don't want to hear this. This is taboo. A lot of women now, they have kids with niggas who the family never even met them niggas. Some of these niggas listen, they don't even know what the nigga look like. I see so many, they don't even know what the nigga look like, where he's from. Is he have any genetic diseases or anything like that? I see tons of TikTok, I'm pregnant with child. The daddy, you say, my father, I thought he wasn't going to support. Their dads have to step in to be dads all over again. Where the nigga at?
And moms got to be dads.
That is true, but here's the thing. The mating system is wrong. Who you choose to have sex with. This is why we go back with kids. Where it's a cycle now. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. I would not want, listen, that's why I didn't relinquish that sauce to certain people, because I didn't want to be stuck up with, because I know I'm going to have to be stuck up with you for life. I don't care if you listen. If I had a baby today and me and the girl didn't get along, you stuck with me. Ain't no fucking no other nigga. I'm running down on niggas at your mother's house. I'm post up with the AR-15 in the 225s or the 7.62s. It's whatever. You can't fuck no other nigga if we and you have a baby. It's over with. You signed your life away. Some of these girls have babies with niggas. They don't even know the nigga's real name. They know the nigga's street name and nicknames. Who that is? That's Pringle? Pringle? Who that is? Oh, that's Dirtman. You have a baby from Dirtman. What's his real name? We just got it in one night. Well, I take care of my kids by myself. I'm a strong, nah, baby, don't work like that. But then you say he's a fucked up father. The shootings in Miami is ridiculous. Listen, they just captured the El Mullah niggas. You heard about that? They just captured the El Mullah niggas who shot up them kids at the thing. When they was talking about them niggas ain't had nobody to come represent them. I knew them niggas ain't had no family. They were shooting women and all. 100 rounds. I looked at them niggas on the screen. I said, we need to put them niggas under a firing squad. Give a fuck about them niggas. Start all over. Then I got to go. Listen, it's going to be a day they're going to start locking you women up for having kids who do not give a fuck. Because best believe, if mines get killed from a fatherless nigga, we running down on y'all. I got nothing to live for after that. My life is over if I lose them. But you want to know something? To prevent all of that, ladies, what type of man do you want? I know you like Twan. I know you like him in the season 6 2 Jordans. He look nice. Yeah, he that. I know he has a scat pack, but he already got 6 other kids. You want to be number 7? Why don't you go fuck Kareem, the fat security guard at Walgreens? I know he doesn't shave. Do you think he's a better father than Twan? Ask yourself that question. A lot of you people are having fatherless, and listen, I can blame the women, but I can also blame these niggas. You niggas need to stop skeeting in some of these hoes. You know you ain't a good father. Why don't you just go get a hysterectomy so you can shoot blanks? Save us the trouble. We don't need your DNA here. Your DNA ain't going to add nothing to society anyway, but become a shooter or maybe a rapper. How many more rappers do we need? How many more car wash niggas do we need? Or lawmen? I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just being real. What value you adding if you having kids and they not being raised in the community? I feel very passionate about this because I see too many of you kids get killed. And these niggas are brazen with this shit too. Gunning niggas down on the highway. Leaning with the yapper, leaning with the 722 on the highway, shooting up hoes. Listen, catching women.
It's about that time too on Hakeem because it's summertime.
Nigga, I'm dropping dimes on niggas. Let me know where some niggas with some guns at. We ratting. Give a fuck. And I'm snitching on the hoes too. I didn't mean to come into a tangent like that.
It's okay, Hakeem. I feel your passion, brother.
You want to know something? Because I remember growing up, niggas who I loved died because of other niggas who didn't have no kids. I remember seeing kids being affected. I'm blessed. I grew up with my daddy. I know where he at right now. My mother and father stayed in the same house together for the last 30 years. I hurt sometimes when I see fatherless children and I see women grow up with no fathers. I hurt for them sometimes because you want to know why they're lost souls. And you want to know something? Society takes advantage of these girls. Niggas take advantage of them. And they allow these girls, and these girls are not even smart enough to know that you're not supposed to procreate. You need therapy. Your life ain't even suitable enough to have a baby. You had a baby. First thing you do, you ride at McDonald's, ride at Burger King to go get a job. But then here's where I get pissed off at. Then you call the nigga who you have a baby with, he a full of shit. He ain't no good. But you busted wide open for a dirtbag. Listen, you busted wide open for a nigga in some retro sixes. That's all you know about him. He got retro sixes. You busted open for a nigga in some retro sixes. Then you're gonna put the same retro sixes on the kid that you had from the nigga who busted down in you in the retro sixes. Women dress their sons up like the men they hate sometimes. I'm trying to save my niggas around me. I don't know about y'all. That's why I was like, I try to be involved in my niece's dating things. I try to run niggas away sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I want my nieces to get married. I want them to be married and have kids. That's why I say I got to lead off an example. I couldn't be talking like this if I had 7 different kids out here. I'd be a fuck nigga talking right now. A lot of y'all be claiming y'all worship and love the Bible, be having kids out of wedlock and saying that it was God's will. Stop using that. Stop disrespecting God's name for you fucking unprotected me. For you being in heat and letting the nigga in the retro 6 bust all in your cervix, flooding your vaginal canal. Nat, you don't got nothing to say about that? Am I speaking wrong?
No, I agree. I'm laughing at the fact that you talking about some retro sixes, but it's the truth. I think a lot of women just make it too easy, and bringing kids into a world that you can't afford. You can't afford to do what you have to do for these children. You can't afford to be a parent. If you weren't parented, how are you going to parent another child? And then a lot of people like to say, "Oh, it takes a village," but sometimes your village ain't no good. So it's still no better situation for that child.
I want to ask you a question, and I'm gonna let my brother start. Do you feel that anyone, let's say girls, did you feel prior before them having kids, did you ever felt like, I think she could do a little better than this?
Of course, I've seen a couple of circumstances that way.
Yeah. And you seen it played out right in front of you, that you probably already knew that, yeah, he ain't gonna have a daddy.
But it's not even that. Sometimes these women get pregnant super quick. Like, you only know dude a couple months and you're pregnant. That's not okay. I mean, y'all could date. You don't have to have a baby.
Listen. The worst nigga for kids to have a kid with is a nigga with a lot of money. No, listen. The worst nigga you can have a kid with is a dope boy and a scammer. Facts.
And what's your science behind that?
Think about it. Listen. You're dealing with people who don't have morals at all. How you think he's gonna love your kids anyway? The fact of the matter is that he's engaging in illegal activities, put you and your kid's life in jeopardy. He don't have no respect for y'all accessories on his Gucci belt. I got no respect for no scammer or no dope boy. They don't love no real nigga. They don't love no community. It's an excuse. Them niggas are not soldiers. But they can procreate better than broke niggas because women love that type of stuff. We're programmed to that. Did you see that there was this girl who turned down a Navy physicist? She said he didn't have no personality. I said, nah, she wanted a double D John. She wanted some nigga in some retro 12s. Some niggas who got a wall full of money like this.
Hey, I can't. I think she was thinking short term because she wasn't thinking long term. If she was thinking long term, she would win with that guy because what was he again? Stop saying
he was a Navy physicist or something like that.
A
nuclear physicist.
Yes. So that tells me in the next 20, 30 years, he's set.
He was already a pharmacist,
Exactly.
Pharmacy. But
yeah,
this goes back to, you want to know something? I couldn't even blame her. I can't even blame a lot of women too. If a lot of women born in the hood, even though they want to, you got a lot of women who are born in the hood and play white, but still want to fuck dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You play white, talk professional, but still fuck street niggas. Stop playing. Just be all the way street. Stop double dutching. Let them niggas know. You know you can't bring your husband to the company meeting or the company ball.
You gotta hide him.
Tattoos
Hold on. Why not? Why he can't come to the company ball?
I'll tell you why. Because especially as a married man, like especially with white people, if they see like tattoos everywhere, it's a problem. They look at stuff like that. They look at your appearance, and if you don't go by what their appearance is of dressing like conservative, it's like you're not going to open doors to build a network.
I hear you. I think that's an old folks tale.
No, listen, I got an example. Go ahead. I got an example.
You can be. Listen, there's people who are tatted and have different things and still know how to conduct business and still know how to communicate and converse in a white quote unquote situation. I don't think that, like if you're just talking about like a street nigga that just ain't got no home training, okay, I get it. But there are a lot of people who are upperclassmen who have degrees in education and speak very well. Just because they got a couple tattoos don't mean they're not going to get somebody to drop a bag on them. I don't think that's true.
Small outliers. I'll give you an example. You ever heard of Mayor de Blasio? You ever heard of him?
Who?
Mayor de Blasio.
No.
Mayor de Blasio, he was, I don't know, he used to be the mayor of New York City. His wife had a staff member on her team. The girl, baby daddy was a known street nigga. She got removed as soon as possible it came out. Soon as possible. And was distraught by it. And was like, yo, what you expect? You can't play white and fuck dirty. You can't treadle the lines and think you want to be professional, but still you want to be with street niggas. No.
I ask you another question. Let's talk about politicians. What politician you know has a tattoo?
Thank you. Talk to me.
Because of
No, a lot of
That's a
politicians have tattoos, just
politician.
don't
That's
get
if
it.
you're trying to,
Bruh.
okay, that's a politician. But just because I'm not a politician or something of that nature, that doesn't mean you're still not going to be a respectable party. I've seen lawyers who have tattoos. I've seen doctors.
I was saying, I got a lot of them too, and doctors, and
So I don't feel that's a scenario that, applies to all. That's a one-size-fits-all situation. It's based on that individual.
Listen,
And it's just what you bring it to the table.
I know. I understand what you're saying about it. I know doctors and lawyers that have tattoos too, but sometimes, like I said, you don't see it like on their necks or their face and everything. They have it covered up. What I'm trying to say is if you have tattoos that are very, very seeable, with maybe on your hands, face. I'm not talking about if you have tattoos like on your body, legs, that's covered, that's cool, but it's kind of all over.
Right.
Sometimes an appearance of this scene stuff being around, in a middle class, high class, being around certain areas.
Right.
That's all.
Listen, this is why the Black community need hierarchies. We need upper class, middle class, and that thug shit on the bottom. Because here's the funny thing is, a lot of us love gangster shit so much and love street niggas. They want to try to mix that with the professional life. It doesn't work, and they look at these men as good potential fathers. Because let's be honest with you, it's a small percentage of men who populate most of the Black community. Because a lot of us ain't having babies. So that tells you majority of women are all fucking the same niggas. And they all fucking the same dirty dick John ass niggas. So this is why when we start to talk about the community with the kids, we can still say the kids who was bred by dirty John. We have coaches. We have the after school niggas. These are beloved ones. They don't get enough respect. They raising thousands of kids every year. These guys who don't, the after school niggas, the guys who are the football coaches, these really are actually the daddies of a lot of these fatherless kids who make it. And their mamas did not know no better. I'm just saying, stop using your kid as a pawn and fuck correctly. That's my whole that's just the whole point of the show today. We can bounce it from round to round. We can play semantics. We can look at it. A lot of people can feel mad about it. A lot of people can say, oh, I was young, I was dumb, I was stupid. No. Listen, I want to see how gangster a lot of you mothers are. Turn your sons in who are shooters. Show me how much you care about the Black community. You fucked up with him. Feed your son back to the cracking.
And also to add to that, women need to start allowing the fathers to be fathers. Yeah. Even if what you consider a father is not a lot, something is better than nothing. There's women out there who can't even get a man to be in the child's life if they paid them to.
For real.
So if you have a man willing to do, even if it's 20%, let that man do that 20% and don't penalize and take away from him because of your personal indifferences. I don't care what y'all go through, as if it's not having anything to do with the child, if he's not being abusive, neglectful, or allowing someone else to hurt him or her, you should have no intervention or no reason to prevent that father from being a father. I think that is the most petty and resenting thing a woman can do. Like when I hear women do that, and it's always the Black women. It's always the Black women. I've never had a Hispanic or a Caucasian woman walk into the school and says, I need to take their dad off the list. Why are you taking the dad off the list? Because you're mad. What y'all go to his house and cut up if you want to, flatten his tires. I don't care, but leave the children out of it. Leave them out. There's enough fatherless children in the world. You have a dad willing to be some type of dad, and you want to take away his only opportunity because of your personal indifferences. It needs to stop. Like, I hate seeing it. And don't come to my school with it. I'm the first one to tell the daddy, you can still pick up if you want to. Your name on the birth certificate, as long as you got a birth certificate, they're going home. Because I don't think it's right. I have fathers who sneak on holidays. Can I please just come see my daughter? I want to just give them something real quick. Like, why does a man have to go to the school in order to see their child, to present them with something that he has the right to do? Okay, so he don't pay child support, so he don't get to see his kid. Okay, he don't pay child support. You take it up with the courts, or make him pay some other way. I'm going to not say how, but there's other ways you can make it pay. But if he's going to show up when he show up to be a dad, let him be that. Don't take that away. That's another big thing I see a lot. Oh, he ain't paying no child support. He don't need to see his kids.
You see?
What does child support have to do with him being there for the child? I'm not going to lie. A lot of these men don't pay child support because they feel like the women are using it for something other than child support.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you drop that child off, that child come back with bags of clothes, shoes, toys, candy, whatever the heck it may be. So then it's not about the child support, it's something with you. Does it make it right or wrong? No, because if the child is living with you, whether you taking it to pay the light, the water, the rent, whatever the case is, it's still something. But there are a lot of men who feel women are taking this money to get their hair done, get their nails done, even take care of another nigga instead of taking care of their kids. So they do play on child support. But if he's still willing to physically be there, and when that child is with him, he is financially responsible and doing everything for that child, let it be.
I love that you say that. I just think that accountability is serious, man. I think it is a lot of women need to like wake up. A lot of them need to give the kids to the fathers, actually.
I agree. Listen, I try to give mine to his daddy, and he running from his responsibilities, Jesus.
You see?
I'm the first one. Listen, here. Take them. Because I know as a mother, I'm going to always be there 7 days a week. I can't guarantee you as a man, you're going to be there. So I'd rather you take them. But even that, some men are not even ready for.
No, they're not. And they should not be having kids, and you should not be letting them have sex with you.
Facts.
Y'all control sex 100%. I wanted to touch on this one last thing. Reason why the Hispanics and our beloved white folks and our Asians and stuff they got culture. There's a system that they follow. When it comes to like handling their business or raising kids. And you know what I mean? We see majority, I'm not saying all, but for what I've seen growing up, majority Spanish niggas are all in their kids, even the Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
They're heavy in their kids' life. But there's a depending on what culture you come from. American Black folks, and I'm talking, when I say American Black folks, I'm also talking about Caribbean people who also born into this American system as well.
Yeah,
Americanized. We don't have no culture. Once you become once you become a part of this nigga life, fuck them kids. That's how a nigga think sometimes. And women too. Fuck them kids. Them kids ain't nothing. They straight. So that's what I'm saying. We need to start from the beginning and start to rebuild and have culture and say, hey, you women need to start saying, hey, you want to have a baby with me? Put a ring on it. That should be your prime example. Hey, you want to fuck me raw? Are you ready to get married? That's what you should. Am I wrong, fellas?
You're not wrong.
I say, hey.
And the thing is, it's like, back in the, I think it was before the 1970s, when, Black people was married at a higher rate. We had that code. We was all about family. And then I think after the 1970s and everything, when child support came out and, really some Black people lean towards the government than they do to the fathers, that really broken up the Black community in America and everything. So we need to find a way to regain that code back and, have that, if you're not married, you're in a long-term relationship, make sure, you are there in your children's lives.
Listen,
wrap it up. What happened to wrapping it up?
No.
Wrap it up.
Listen, a lot of people know this will stop a lot of this shit. Even them one night stands. Hey, fool, I got pregnant. You got to marry me. That should be no. I'm for real. That should be a law. If you want to fuck raw, you got to get. If you want to fuck raw, knowing you're gonna get her pregnant, she ain't gonna take birth control pills because she don't want to get fat off it. You gonna have to know what's going on. Fool, I got pregnant, and you be like, what? I said, let's go down to the courthouse. That's how it's supposed to be. And if niggas ain't ready to do that, don't even have sex. Don't even have sex. Be an incel or something.
He's so silly.
For real. Nigga, the shit. I told you, if I skeet in something in my life, your life's over. You can't fuck no other nigga. I don't care how bad I get on your nerves.
And if she do, then what?
Huh?
And if she do, then
running
what?
down on that nigga.
But why you running down on him? It's not his fault.
Listen, we got a baby together. There's no other nigga. Listen, there's no other. Listen.
He shouldn't be busting it open. How you gonna run down on the next man for doing what exactly he's supposed to do?
Listen. These girls ain't messing with real type. Listen, we got a baby. I'm the last nigga you having sex with. There's no more other you popping pussy for niggas. I'm gonna make sure niggas can't even come in your mother's house anymore.
I'm done.
There's no, cause this how serious niggas gotta be. If you listen, too many kids
That's
are
kind of sexy. I think I might like that.
Too many kids are raising in fatherless homes. No, you fucking me. I'm the last nigga you fucking. I'm the only one who can touch you now. You want another baby? You want another baby? Let's do it. No more looking at, you can go look at John, or you can go look at Todd or Tron in the retro sixes, but don't think about nothing else. Because your kids is going to be raised in the house. We ain't doing none of that. Niggas need to stop being serious about that. You having kids with you fucking these hoes raw. You tell her you got pregnant. I'm talking about for the serious nigga. Hey, let's go down here to this courthouse. She was like, what you mean? I don't even like you. I just was giving you some. Baby girl, you pregnant. Ain't no, your life over now. You belong to me. We got a binding contract now.
Just stop letting the niggas do it then.
I'm trying to tell you. These girls are having, you know what I mean? And that's my last word on this.
Imagine that becomes a wave.
Oh, listen.
Men start tying girls down if they get pregnant.
Listen, the fuckery would stop overnight.
It's true.
The fuckery, listen, you know the nigga with 30 kids, if every time he had a baby and the law said, hey, you got to marry each woman now, because there's not enough resources to take care of him, he'll stop having babies.
Mm-hmm.
When you have listen, in Africa, in a lot of these other third world countries, and this is my last point. When you have a baby out of wedlock, you're doomed in the tribe. Because you want to know why? If the tribe is not going to support you, you have to move out the tribe and move on the outskirts. That means you're more than likely you and your kid are going to die of starvation. You have to be kept. If he had a baby with you and he was already married, you have to go into the house and you're the second wife now. And he has to accept that. We need to have that shit here. It should be a law. Oh, you got 4 hoes pregnant? That's all your wives now. They can't fuck with no other nigga. Bet you that should have stopped overnight. Yeah,
they got to be more selective now.
Yeah, you got to be. Come on, that's my last words on that. Let's run and gun. Let's close shop now. Fuck correctly.
I agree.
Shit crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't got no, y'all brothers don't got no last words. We about to
Ron's super quiet today.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep.
he a
I'm listening
hardworking man.
to what y'all saying.
He a hardworking man.
Yeah.
Listen, shit, Nat, somebody agree with you. They say, I agree about the wrapping it up. But listen, wrapping it up doesn't work all the time. That's why I say you need to be serious about dating and know that, hey, like if you know you're going to fuck this man, you need to know the consequences on fucking somebody. Hey, I could potentially get pregnant with you. Are you
And
good?
you know he already got 5 kids. Jesus,
Come on, man.
Why?
Come
Why
on.
even run that route?
Exactly.
Listen, a lot of people don't think about it. Listen, women start to understand that when they get older. They start to know they want somebody more serious. By that time, it's already too late, and you gotta pick and choose what's left at the corner store.
It's not even 5 kids by one chick. 5 kids, 5 baby mamas.
You know what I mean? You gotta be what's left at the corner store. And then listen, then these women are demanding marriage with guys sometime after they done had a bunch of kids, knowing they don't have a kids. Oh man. I one time I met somebody, they had like 4 kids from 4 different niggas. And it was like, oh, I ain't fucking. I got to get married. I say, baby, that shit should be on discount. What you mean? And then she was like, oh, I'm not having no more kids. I'm like, that's not gonna work.
No.
Because you see what I'm saying? They start to realize it after it's too late, and the pool of men is starting to be harder and harder to pull after.
It starts to shrink.
Especially, listen, what kills me, a lot of women be trying to take a pool of men that don't already have kids. You shouldn't be talking to these niggas if you're not ready to pop out another 3.
You know, my mom has an issue with that. My brother has no kids, and she doesn't feel he should date a woman with kids.
I agree with her though.
That's her biggest problem. She's like, why are you always looking at girls with kids? You need to find somebody with no kids because these women already got a whole bunch of their own drama.
But I understand your brother too, because how old is your brother?
30.
So the inventory, especially, we're not talking about the major markets.
Yeah.
The inventory here, if you do not have money and if your brother is not a 6-figure earner, it's gonna be hard to find a woman with no kids.
Well, that's not his problem. My brother's that dude, like, that's not his issue. He could pretty much pull anything he wants. But for some reason, he just has a tendency to it's always a girl with kids. Maybe it's just not a lot that he maybe the type of women he goes for. I don't know, but all the women that he always pick up, they always got kids, Jesus.
No, then it's more of a psychological thing. Because here's the thing: if you're a person who don't have no kids, potentially you should want to try to build your own family. There's nothing wrong with that. You feel right? But you tend to meet women now, and mind you, I'm not telling niggas not to date women with kids, but a lot of women with kids are not trying to have other kids. But ironically, a lot of women with kids are meeting niggas with no kids because there's more. You see what I'm saying? There's more women with kids than niggas without kids.
Yeah.
You see how uneven that is? And then they expect for the nigga with no kids to be for their kids, and not expect to give them any kids. How does that work? Right. Your kids is not, if something happens to your husband and he didn't have no kids, are your kids from another man going to check on his family?
Right.
If they already got kids, think about it. When we start to get in the nitty gritty of this stuff, think about it. Hey, is your daughter and your son going to check on John's kids? John's mama, his sister, his nephews, his aunties who loved him and cherished him, and they accepted you, but you didn't give him no kids. There's nothing for none of his family to look at, for y'all to be connected.
Right.
It's a different situation. I'm saying, baby girl, why you think most of these girls with kids are not getting married? A lots of time, you and I know, married when you get married, you need to have a baby to seal a deal. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong? I wish I had the statistics of women who went and got married with some niggas and they didn't have no kids, how long the marriage lasts. For some reason, women with kids are lucky to meet niggas with no kids.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
A lot of times, and they say, well, I ain't having no more kids. He just gonna have to deal with it. That's selfish. You should at least be the second wife and allow him to go procreate, and you just still stand firm. She's like, hell no, I'm not gonna be no other nigga bit. No, you listen, let's bring in polygamy on that one. If you want to keep him, you should allow him to procreate with other women.
Mm-hmm.
Polygamy should be enforced. If a woman want to have a nigga with no kids, okay, let's bring us a second bitch in here so we can give you 2 or 3 babies. That'd be my baby too. Would we like to go in the Bible and think about Abraham and Sarah? Do we need to talk about that? How Sarah said, how Abraham was like, I need another, okay, don't get me right, I'll bring you a concubine. Didn't she do that, fellas?
No lie.
She couldn't have kids, right?
Huh?
She was like, no pressure, I'll bring you a concubine. Matter of fact, he wanted to build a legacy. Most black men want to build a legacy. Most good black men want to build a legacy. Not a double D John John. Double G John John have shooters. I had to watch myself. I was about to say a name. I was about to say a name. I was about to say a name.
Don't be messy.
I'm not going to be messy. I was about to say a name. But think about that. If a woman with kids want a man with no kids, you should be able to be the first wife and allow him to have 2 or 3 more other women. Y'all all live in a house together and y'all should procreate and everything should be okay. Polygamy should be enforced. We're looking for women who want polygamy. If you have kids, polygamy should be accepted.
You fired.
What? Am I wrong? Listen, if a woman,
Okay, but suppose you have 1 kid. We don't need all that.
no, we don't. Then pop them out. Then pop them out.
Some of them might be willing to pop them out.
Some women ain't. Some women have one to say, "Oh, I just want to travel and enjoy my life." He's thinking about, nigga, I'm trying to settle down and have a legacy. I need my last name running around here.
That all probably because maybe her experience with the first father. Maybe he was a deadbeat. Maybe he ain't doing nothing. And she's just like, you know what? Mm-mm.
I'm gonna comment after Jordan. Go ahead.
Like I said, if that's the case, Hakeem, men need to have these conversations because men are afraid to have those type of conversations.
They are. Listen, just because your first daddy shitted on you, that's not my fault. I love you. I'm going to raise your kids to be mine. You say you don't want to have no kids, be my first wife and let me have a second one. Non-negotiable. If you can't deal with it, go fuck with Twan across the street at the corner store. Or go fuck with the lawnmower man up the block. I'm going to make sure your kid's going to have a college fund. Listen, I'm about to say something women don't want to hear. I should be able to whoop your kid's ass like if it was mine. If I can't discipline your kid and I'm taking care of him, I'm putting food in his mouth, then it can't work. I'm his daddy here. I'm his daddy in this house. I run this with an iron fist. Because if his real daddy was man enough, he would have married you. I was man enough to marry you. We have a couple kids after John first. Everybody wear retro 6s.
Hey, and also that's the case, like I said.
Facts.
You don't have to be a Christian. You can be Muslim.
You could be Muslim. Listen, women need to start. Listen, women with kids need to accept polygamy if they want to get a husband. If the ones who don't want to pop out no kids, you gotta accept polygamy. You gotta allow him to have 2 or 3 other hoes so he can procreate and create a legacy. Them will be your kids too. Them will be your kids too. You raising them too. You just have other kids. Because we all know this too. Certain kids who are raised by other men, I've seen this now. Shaq is one of them. Shaq's stepfather raised him, and Shaq revered and respect this man. How many stepmamas? We don't get a lot of stepmamas get a lot of respect. It's a lot of stepmamas that need to get respect, right?
Yeah, facts.
Let's put respect on a lot of stepmamas who done got into a lot of these kids' lives. They start dealing with some niggas who got some kids and their mamas was aloof somewhere. And All they know is the new wife mama. Yeah, my stepmama was locked down. Listen, Minister Jap, you know Minister Jap? He praises his stepmother. He praises his stepmother. When his daddy remarried, his stepmother took him in and raised him as his own child. So sometimes your daddy new wife ain't bad. You just need to learn to accept her and let her treat you like if you was her child. Polygamy, 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 polygamy. Let's wrap this up. Any last words? Polygamy, 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 polygamy.
Be quiet, Hakeem.
Listen, we need polygamy. I need women who's going to accept being the second and third wife. I need sister wives. If you ain't
no.
Listen, if you're not trying to have no more babies, you got to be
you
a
can't
sister
say
wife.
That doesn't apply to the whole world. That applies to very few.
Listen, it's applied to the black community of women who don't want to have no more kids from kings. Be a sister wife.
I'm not playing with you today.
No, listen, a lot of your homegirls need to watch this series who want good men, who want physicists and stuff like that. You need to be a sister wife. If you want to marry a Jean Baptiste, give him a baby. If you're not going to give him a baby, be a sister wife to him. You can still be in the house. You'll just be the Tuesday room. He'll have a Wednesday and a Friday room. Shanette, polygamy works. Trust me on it. If we have polygamy, strict rules of marriage here in America, arranged marriages, black men need to be more concerned about who their daughters having sex with, getting in them iPhones, start screaming them DMs, or to see which nigga got Retro 6. If the other niggas got hush puppies on, hey, I want you to fuck the nigga with the hush puppies.
Hey, Hakeem, that's the case. We should make that a topic.
No, we should listen. We should make that a topic. That should be in there too. Are you involving your daughter's dating life? Have you had the sex talk with her and tell her she need to fuck a physicist and not a nigga in some Retro 12s? Is he in JRTC? Let's go. Is he a football player? We don't want him. If he's in a basketball team, we don't want him. If he's in a glee club, let's get him. He's a part of the newspaper team, let's get him. Oh, this John, he's the most popular dude in school. I don't want you to talk to him. He's bad. He's no good. Too many hoes want him. If I had a daughter and I was working in a factory, and if we wanted a nigga here, I say, hey, I got my daughter for you. I see you come in here and work hard. That's how niggas do it. Am I wrong?
Hey, don't forget about the city girls now.
Oh. The city, listen, all the city girls going to allow a lot of y'all do is just become hoes. City girls, listen. Did you see Megan Thee Stallion new song that she put out? She was talking about sucking dick. She was rapping over a Biggie beat, talking about sucking dick, telling the nigga, fuck a nigga tonight. Out of all the niggas she dealt with, not one nigga proposed to her. Thank you, Jesus. Out of all the niggas she dealt with, she got all this money. Not one nigga was here. This is who y'all look up to. Rihanna got a baby from a street nigga. And she was dealing with princes. Listen, she was dealing with some Arab nigga before A$AP Rocky. The nigga was worth $500 million. She went and have a baby from a dusty New York nigga. You can't tell me y'all don't know how to date. It's not us. That physicist that girl didn't want, Mighty Lee, Mighty Soul, Karen, they're going to scoop him up. That's why I need me an Oreo black woman. I don't want a black woman who listen, I don't even date women who date street niggas. Yeah, I don't find y'all attractive. No. I don't date women who play white and fuck dirty. If your last boyfriend was a street nigga or a scammer, I don't need you. I want to feed you back to the sea. I want you to be the baby mama that you dreamed of being.
You going in tonight, Hakeem?
I am. Listen, and niggas, listen. They might not like it. They might not like it. I do not fuck with women who fuck with straight niggas. I don't fuck with women who fuck double D John Johns. If your nigga was a hard worker and he was an undocumented citizen, I'll holler at you. Because you want to know something? Your mindset had to be an unselfish to fuck with an undocumented citizen. I'll fuck with you. You had to have a real special in your heart because you know he had on boots and not a Retro 6. He couldn't afford it. If your baby daddy had on Retro 6s or 12s, I'm not fucking with you. Any woman who fuck with niggas with Jordan on, I do not want you. You can't even step foot near me. I'm building an empire here. I don't need no silly willy, piggly willy, chicky doodle. Feed you back to the streets where you love to be at. If your baby daddy wore K-Swiss, you can holler at me. Better yet, if your last boyfriend had on New Balances, I'll marry you. Or some Sauconys. If your baby daddy had on Alexander McQueen sneakers, I don't want you.
Hold on, wait a minute. Stop it. But suppose she wear McQueen's.
I won't date her.
Why?
Listen,
I'm ready for it. Why?
No, listen. Me and you ain't on the same mindset.
Why?
I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna be broke after a year being with you.
How? Don't come out the screen. I can't. Don't flow backwards.
Listen, I'm gonna be broke after a year dealing with you.
How would that make you broke after a year?
We on a different. I like
but
plain
you're not
Jane.
Paying for it. No. I resent that comment.
I like plain Jane.
So because she likes nice things, that means you're going to be broke after a year.
Yeah,
you're
after a year dealing with you.
You're not funding it.
Doesn't matter. It's somehow I'm going to be paying for it.
You know what? That means you like paying for things. That's all you.
Listen, I'm a man. I'm supposed to pay for things. I'm supposed to take care of you. When I go to school and I get my education and I level up, I want to make sure. Listen, my dream is to make sure my wife doesn't work and she has access to all the bank accounts. I want you to boss on these hoes, but you're gonna make me feel like a king when I come home. I want niggas to know you got carpal tunnel in your finger because I take care of you. Those are the benefits you get for being my queen. A real man's gonna take care of her woman, making sure that she doesn't have to, she's struggling to get up in the morning and drink some coffee and not to go to work. My daddy did it for my mom. I need to do it for my wife. And I need somebody to do that for my daughter. But we do not want women who are foolish with money. You claim you like nice things. The media done tricked you. I don't need a woman here who like.
Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind, society is also different.
No, it is.
The house your mom had or your dad might have bought for you and your mom back in the day, that price tag is not today's situation.
It's not. That's why I'm going to grind.
It's going to cut a check. It's going to be a whole lot more expensive for that dream that you're conjuring up. It sounds good.
Listen. I'm grind.
Sound good.
I'm grind. Listen, I grind hard. Listen, I grind harder though. I'm not scamming. I ain't selling dope. I'm not feeding poison to my people. We actually building business here. The meteors will show you. I got legit businesses. Niggas is real putting their feet to the ground. 10, get 10, 20 years, I'll be the richest nigga in Dade. Guaranteed. 10, 20 years, I'll be the richest nigga in Dade. And my wife won't know what a clock look like. but she's not gonna be no Alexander McQueen Gucci hoe. I'm not dating them type of women. You can't marry me.
Hey.
Listen.
I work hard for anything.
No, listen.
You're not going to discredit me because
No, I'm not gonna discredit.
Like a couple labels.
No, listen.
Every single last one of them. God damn it.
Listen, you're a queen. I'm just saying for me, I'm not dating nobody that buy Gucci. I like plain Janes.
No, I ain't playing.
I like plain Janes. The one who go get a washing set, rolling set, and put that little small hairpin in their back and wears a regular sweater.
You like the
old fashioned. Who wears a regular sweater from Dots?
You like the old fashioned.
Listen, who wears a regular sweater from Dots or Ashley Stewart's?
Dots. People still shop at Dots, Jesus.
Yes, I want to know. They still shop at Dots.
I thought it was just me, Jordan. I'm like, wait, Dots? That's throwback. You just exposed your age with that one.
Listen, I'm an old time. Listen, I'm from the Woolworth era. I'm from the Woolworth era. When Woolworth was downtown with downtown Miami, and niggas was getting arrested.
It really was.
The Woolworth era, where the sneakers, where they used to sell the $3 sneakers and they had them out front. I bought a couple pair. I'm a real Haitian. I used to wear dress shoes in PE with the black socks rolled all the way up, nigga. I don't know nothing about dealing with no fancy woman. All my plain Janes. I can't afford y'all. That's why I want to feed you back to the Retro 6 niggas. Shout out to the Mopalaka niggas, Overtown, all them street niggas who fucking the classy hoes and making them baby mamas. Shout outs to y'all. I got my frustration out tonight. Let's close that shop. Let's close that shop. No, listen, Jordan, you feel where I'm coming from. Could you date a woman who buys Gucci all the time?
Except for that, some of that money I can put in the crypto or stock. I mean that's there's no, once you buy it, there's no value. There's no value.
Listen, I talk to rich people all the time, every day. And the stuff that they spend money on, black people don't spend on it like that. The stuff I see that we're conversating and what they could spend money on, black people can't even fathom to do. And it's all a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
90% of black people money going to fancy vehicles. Fancy vehicles and fancy clothes. After you die, they lose depression. They lose the depreciation. But hey, that's life. That's why I was like, you know what I mean? Listen, my baby mama, she gonna be a plain Jane. My wife gonna be a plain Jane. She gonna be a knitter. She gonna know how to cook, cut, dice, jam. She's gonna know how to can, fry fit. You know what I'm saying? And when I become vegan, she's gonna know how to, you know what I mean, do all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's it, baby. But ladies, shout out.
So Hakeem.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna find this plain Jane? Because she's not located locally.
She is located locally. I just haven't. You gotta.
Because she's not located locally, Hakeem.
How you know that, Nat?
Because you ain't 20. So therefore, she ain't located locally. You got to go to the islands. Got to go to Haiti, Jamaica, somewhere, maybe Cuba, and go pick her up and bring her back.
Nah.
Get her papers.
You see, I ain't gonna do that. They'll leave me when they come here.
Oh, I'm done.
Or
worship you for bringing you here. Bringing them here.
I wouldn't mind that. But a lot of them do leave. A lot of them, when they import it, they leave the niggas here for them retro 6 niggas.
I'm done. You in the retro 6, Jesus.
It's real. Retro 6, 7s, and 12s, 9, or the Carolina Blues. We're not going to even talk about his college year sneakers. I don't date women who fuck with street niggas. I don't date women who dated niggas with Jordans. We're not the same.
You don't date. Wait, Paul, did you just say you don't date women who date niggas who wear Jordans?
I do not.
So you don't own a pair of Jordans, Hakeem?
Not one. Never did in my life. I was too broke.
Jordan, I was too
Jordan,
broke. Do you not own a pair of Jordans?
I was too broke.
No. Jordan, do you own a pair of Jordans?
I own two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
So
I
stop it, Hakeem.
No, listen.
Jordans, I'm gonna bring up this podcast.
Listen.
I'm gonna ask Ron too. Where Ron ass at? I bet you gonna
listen. Jordan is my brother in arms. Me and him are two different people. We like two different things. It's okay for him to like Jordan.
But you said you would never date a girl who dated a nigga who wear Jordans.
I would never.
That's why you never gonna find nobody. You definitely gonna have to go to the islands.
Listen.
Every dude own probably at least one pair at one point.
Then we are not the same.
You fired.
If you had on Huaraches, I'll holler at you.
You know what? Okay, so you want somebody with no style. I see it. You really want Plain Jane. She ain't got no style whatsoever.
Do Mighty Soul own a pair of retro 6s?
Some of them.
Not all of them. The ones who are
that's
married.
Why I said some.
Some of them. Not even.
Some.
Listen, Cameron don't even know what Jordans are.
That's a lie.
Some Karens
Karen mama probably own a Jordan store.
No. I know some Karens. They don't own no Jordans.
But they mama owned the store, or their daddy owned the store, so they know what Jordans are. Stop playing.
You listen. You know what type of women I like? You ever seen the sneakers that the girls wear that got no names on it? They look like shoes.
You know what?
You know what sneakers I'm talking about?
I'm so done with
the one that listen. They got no name on them. They got no name.
Hakeem, your shoes better not have no goddamn names on it. I swear. If I see you in the street and your shoe got a name on it, it's over for you.
No,
listen. And she talking about Adidas. She talking about Reebok. She talking about.
It better not have no names.
Listen. I got the barbecue sneakers.
I bet he full of shit.
No, I got the barbecue sneakers, the Air Monarchs, the one that the dads wear at the barbecues. I got the pair of those.
I'm so done, dog.
I got a pair of those. I got the Air Monarchs. The one that get, you know, the one that all the white boys wear, they get dusty and we still run through them. I got a pair of those.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably dusty and you don't even wear them no more.
No, I still wear them every day. I still wear them every day. That's why I said when I see a woman when I see them girls who wear them little flat top sneakers with no name on them and they got on the cardigans. You know the brown the cardigans are always brown.
Oh my gosh, cardigans, Jesus.
The cardigans, I was like, Miss, how you doing? What's your name?
No, they're usually white, actually.
No, they actually
white or black.
They actually tan. I've never seen a black or white car. They actually tan.
Yeah.
They actually tan.
Popular.
And then they got the shades. They put the shades on, and then they put the shades up. Hey, what did you say, sir? No, I was just saying you look nice. Right. You look nice in your ensemble. You look nice in your ensemble. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. I advise niggas to not date women who wear Jordans.
I advise women to not date men who wear Jordans. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because men with Jordans, what?
I'm gonna be a little bit biased here, but we could
please
say that
be biased because I know
we can say that in another
who
show.
Wear Jordans and they could cut a couple checks.
Are they scammers though?
No, why you always think somebody gotta be a scammer?
No, my bad.
Some people just know niggas who know niggas who know niggas, just like the Jewish people do.
I think, but I say I can't. It's not necessarily true because I know some men who rock Jordans who actually are collectors and actually they sell their
Yeah. I shout outs to them, but those are outliers. Because we're in the streets here. Every day I'm mixing and mingling. We haven't got to the upper room yet. I'm building the stairs to get there. So I'm still on level 1. So I'm dealing with the retro 6 niggas with their pants hanging out.
God, I can't. Show over, because Hakeem going left out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know the collector niggas who are balling like that in the retro 6. I'm in the streets. So the only niggas I know,
that means there's no women should not be fucking with you if you in the street. You a street nigga.
No, I'm not a street nigga.
No, you just said you in the streets.
Listen,
that means that's why you're single.
No.
Because we should not be fucking with
No. I'm a community activist.
My ass. You just said you in the streets.
No, I'm a community activist. Because you want to know why? I'm trying to protect
for the streets.
No, I'm trying to protect my neighborhood.
John.
I'm looking around to see if I see street niggas so I can drop a dime on them.
Uh-huh.
Like if I know you moving that work, that sack, I might come over there, take a couple for me, and then send the police over there.
Cause you a street nigga.
I'm not a street nigga. Never was, never will.
If you need a couple for you, use the street nigga.
No. That was a joke.
You see how all that double back on you now?
That was a joke.
Listen, I'm paying.
I never was a street nigga. I'm one of the softest niggas alive.
We all know that's a lie. But carry on.
So listen. I never was droved out. I wore Dickies most of my life, especially the brown ones with the double pocket.
That's the street nigga attire, Dickies, back in the day. Listen, please bury yourself some more. That was the number one attire for street niggas was Dickies.
No.
And you said the brown ones, that's the ones they went to war with.
No. Listen.
Now you started now, right?
Listen. So all I'm saying is my baby mama gotta be a plain Jane.
Got it.
Plain Jane. Hey, listen. I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings. Ready for this? A lot of people gonna hate me when I say this, and we gonna end it. I want a woman with no degree.
Easily to control and manipulate. Understood.
No. I need a woman with no degree so she won't think she's better than me.
That makes you soft because that means you're intimidated.
Not intimidated.
Easily intimidated.
Not intimidated.
That's what it sounds like.
Not intimidated. Not intimidated.
So you want somebody less inferior?
No, you're my equal. I just don't want nobody who's going to think they're going to come here and boss up.
But that's the key in life, boss up.
But that
don't mean she got to boss up on you.
Do that to the double.
That talent.
Do that to the double D John.
I quit.
Do that to them street niggas. I'm a community activist. I care about the kids. I need a woman who's going to be a community activist and see me as her king. I'm going to see her as my queen. So, last words. Ladies who are plain Jane, get you a Jean Baptiste. And if you was fucking with a nigga was retro 6 and his past was half down his ass, I don't need you. Polygamy. Go ahead.
My final thoughts, then, especially for the men, be smart with your stuff. Be smart. Think before you have sex. Those are my final thoughts.
Mine is like I always say, I think men got to continue to fight back, never hold down, especially when it comes to the aspect of your kid. That's all I got to say on that.
Go ahead, Shanette.
I said what I said earlier. Women need to allow fathers to be fathers, and fathers need to do a little bit more stepping up when it comes to playing a role in their children's lives. However, I do feel men need to wrap up because too many kids out here with fathers that are not capable or not interested in being fathers. It's just too much going on. So wrap up, make better choices in women, and women make better choices in men.
You already know. That being said, KO Culture Radio.
We out. Ain't
Peace.
no mountain high enough.